welcome everybody, and welcome to our very first interviewee in the Gala Champion Series, Wafaa Mohiy from Saudisoft. Welcome, Wafaa. And you're the first one in this series of interviews, and so you're a bit of a pioneer for many reasons, and maybe we'll find out during the interview. So you're very well known within the Gala community, but for the new members and for those who are outside the Gala community, maybe you could introduce yourself and your company.
First, thank you very much for including me and for the invitation for this interview. Thank you. My name is Wafaa Mohiy. I'm actually General Manager of Saudisoft Egypt. I'm based in Cairo. Saudisoft is one of the pioneers actually in Middle East, providing localization services and technical services as well. So we're doing localization not from a translation, but also from the technical side of it. So we develop tools and internal tools, of course. This is in brief, this about me and the company.
So how did you start out in localization? Did you just started immediately in localization?
No, actually it happened like it's by chance. I believe when I started my career, there was nothing called localization. So I majored computer science and I worked as application development when I started. So I started for 2 years as application development after my graduation. And I got bored basically from doing the same thing for the business application. So I joined another company, American Egyptian company, basically as system engineers. I studied system engineering and I joined as a system engineer. And there was no basically Arabic back then or any operating system that supports Arabic. And this company wanted to enable Arabic, enable the operating system called GEM. This was a GUI system, like early 90s. So I started, we did enabling many applications for the Arabic Middle East and for the Arabic and the Middle East region, of course. And then Saudisoft was a pioneer in enabling. So they started and they were pioneer in enabling the DOS application, the DOS environment. I found it very, very logical move for me to move to Saudisoft. And I moved to Saudisoft as system engineer as well as development and as a development manager, by the way. This is where I started. It was also happened then that Microsoft started their own Arabic support. And we received our first project with Microsoft, and they actually we learned from them what localization is all about. And we started the localization. So this is how it started. And since then, of course, I'm stuck in the industry. I loved it. But yeah, I mean, I learned a lot, not only from the Arabic, but the tools evolve, the processes evolve, and I learned lots of things about the industry, not only Arabic, but lots of other aspects as localization is a rich industry.
Yeah.
So this is how it happened.
Okay, interesting. And of course, if you think about the Arabic market, it's huge, right?
Yes,
I think all around the world, there are something like 400, maybe more millions Arabic speakers, probably. And
more, yes.
I think, if I'm correct, Arabic is the 5th most spoken language. So for companies who want to enter this huge market, what is the most popular, the most common question that they ask you? What would you advise as to the newbies?
Yeah.
Entering the market?
Since I started the localization, since I started in the Arabic market, yes, as you said, the Middle East market and the Arabic speakers are like diversified. There is Egyptian dialects, and there is the Gulf dialect, and there is Saudi dialect, and there is the Levant dialect as well. So the main question that I usually receive from the early adapter of the Arabic, or really localize the Arabic for the first time, is like, which Arabic should we support?
Exactly.
Which we support? And I usually say, look, there is only one Arabic that we should support, all of us, which is the Arabic that we all read in the newspapers, basically. So, I mean, if you read the newspaper in Egypt and you read the newspaper in Saudi Arabia, will understand the same language, because basically there is now like a common modern standard Arabic. This is not the classical Arabic, not the dialect that we speak in our daily life, but there is this modern standard Arabic that we all understand. With very minor exceptions or few exceptions, when you really want to go to a specific dialect market to sell something, I mean, like, so this is like 10% maybe.
Yeah.
But the 90%, I mean, it's modern standard Arabic. It's the United Nations, for example, where you support the United Nations. It's everywhere. Everybody understands it. This is the most common question I receive, and this is the typical answer that I give, because this is it's one standard Arabic. Otherwise, it's just one MSA.
And of course, it's, you know, like embedding right to left language in left to right website, for example, it also has its challenges, right? Can you maybe tell us a little bit about this BiDi Arabic localization? What makes it complex?
Yeah, you picked the right example for the website. You really picked the right example because you know, most of the people think that Arabic is just letters and you need to display just individual, I mean, separate letters, just like the Latin language, English, for example, and just do it right to left. Well, unfortunately, this is not the case. That's why we see many websites with Arabic letters that basically you can't read, because it has, the complexity comes from the reading order and from the character shapes. So Arabic is not standalone characters. Arabic is contextualized. It has every character has like 3 to 4 shapes, as it depends where it's come, first shape, second shape, or the last shape. So, and this one, the second one is because of the reading order. So it's like you can read from right to left, and then you move to left to right. So the characters, as you see them in the screen, is basically in reversed order from where they are as you in the memory, as you store it in the memory. So if you do not keep the reading order right, you basically will have nothing on the screen, or something that you basically cannot use. Second, the Arabic characters are categorized whether from strong characters or weak characters or neutral characters. And the neutral characters are the most complex part because they can basically mess up the whole reading order. So if you have like Arabic string, and you have after this Arabic string, like for more information, visit HTTP blah blah. So if you translate this string in Arabic and you're not taking care of the weak and the strong characters, entering the URL in the middle of Arabic language of the Arabic sentence is a mess, is another mess. So and basically, and the quality here is something, is not how the language is used, the verbs and like the language mechanics, but rather the language acceptance. And that's why we developed the tool for that, by the way, just to go for
exactly. That's why I was stressing that you're a pioneer in many ways. But what is a professional accomplishment that you're very proud of?
I'm really proud of being one of the very early adopters of localization industry in the Middle East and Africa region, I guess. This is one thing I'm proud of. 20 years ago, I mean, when we were interviewing and you tell a person that we would like to hire you as a localization project manager, like we spend 2 days explaining what localization is all about.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, and a couple of meetings and come to see us in the office, and like we go through lots of things. And the learning curve was like really high. So this is one thing I'm really proud of, that I spent all this time in the localization industry. We made it happen in the MEA region, not only as an industry, but as a business and as a profession. So this is I'm proud of, and I believe I wouldn't be the same person if I did not enter the localization industry.
Wow. But you're also a pioneer in another way, because you're one of the founding members of Gala.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
As I mentioned, like 20 or 25 years ago, I believe there was only one organization that's called LISA. You know, I guess most of the people know that.
Yeah.
And we as small, I'm sure everybody knows it. And we as, I remember when we were actually attending the conferences as small to medium-sized companies, sometimes we felt we are lost. It's not for us. I mean, like we need to learn more, but I mean, the language and the material, the topics was not for us. We didn't find ourselves there. So, and then there was about 15, I believe 15 companies from different countries around the world. What about having something specific for small to medium-sized companies that we can talk to each other, that we can learn from each other? And it happened. I was one of them. I was one of the 15 companies. So this is how it started, yes.
And how has Gala evolved over the years? And, you know, how does Gala fit in your work?
Definitely it fitted very nicely, because back then I felt like we are not okay. I'm not alone in the world. I was learning lots of new things. I mean, we have lots of challenges. The tools, it was introduced for the first time. the customers, I mean, the international customer language even, and the expectations are different.
Yeah.
And there was lots of challenges. I thought that I'm lost and I'm the only one, but talking to, really, I mean, but talking to the same size companies from around the world, I mean, and they are facing the same challenges that we are facing. So I learned a lot from the colleagues then. I believe everybody from us found something to learn from. And it helped us actually build the localization services in the company Egypt. So yeah, right. it helped a lot.
The and power of community.
I mean, yeah, exactly, the community. And yeah, and this is the beauty about Gala, by the way. And since then, things changed a lot, of course. I mean,
but the community has remained, and it's still going strong.
It's getting better and bigger, actually. Now, I believe Gala now is, I mean, you were asking about how it evolved. It's totally different now. It's really global. Everybody can find something to learn from, not only from colleagues, but also from customers. I believe Gala succeeded a lot, that every one of us now, I mean, like whatever your category is, small, big, and customer or language service provider, can find something to learn from.
And you were also Gala board member, of course. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience? Or?
It was an honor and a privilege to be actually selected twice, 2 rounds, yeah, for as a Gala board member. I saw the other side. I saw the other side of how hard it is actually for the staff, for the board, for the volunteers to come up with something that's really beneficial for the members. So it's something that I felt like, okay, we have now, you are not representing Saudisoft. Now you're representing every single member.
Whole group.
Exactly. And this was not easy, I guess. I mean, like, you have to think of the benefit of everybody, not only the companies. And I learned from the board. I learned a lot about the international business. I mean, different way, how the NGOs are doing things. I was part of a conference committee. I was part of different groups, and being part of a conference committee is an amazing, wonderful, rewarding, educative. I mean, like, it's everything, because the effort spent there is huge. The number of proposals and how you want to make sure that the content that you are giving to the audience is unique. Yeah, I learned a lot as a board member. Yeah.
So would you recommend it to other Gala members?
Definitely. I mean, definitely. My advice to others, though, it's not to take it as easy as it may sound. Like, it has work involved. So this would be my advice.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, best career building advice that you've ever received.
And I learned it the hard way. It's okay to fail. My first big localization party was big, huge project of like big, lengthy. I mean, like, it has it all. I mean, like the technical and the language and everything. I didn't do as I was expect myself to do it. And this was like more than 25 years ago, maybe something. But it was the peak of my learning curve, basically. I learned a lot from my failures. I had great people who helped me then to learn more from my mistakes. And so it's okay to fail. Just make sure that you go dig deep. It's not okay to fail and just sit and relax, but it's okay to fail and learn. Go and learn from the mistakes, dig deep to root cause analysis, seek help, and fix and start over, and it's gonna be past. So yeah, it's okay to fail.
Excellent advice. Networking tips and strategies for everyone in general, and for those who come to Gala for the first time, maybe.
Well, I'm not sure I'm the best one to give this advice, because I'm an introvert myself.
Oh, okay.
But my advice to people like me is, or generally speaking, to the first timers of any conference, just don't think about it. Just be there. Just talk about the problems you have or the challenges you have. Ask. It's okay to ask, because we are not alone in the world. I mean, like, every single challenge we have, there is another person who is actually suffering from. So we don't know this fact till we really face it, till we meet people, till we talk. So yeah, just don't do anything. Be there, be where the people are, attend conferences, great experience to attend conferences. And of course, share. Of course, share the information that you have.
So just be yourself, basically.
Exactly, just be yourself. Exactly.
Best advice ever. Okay. A couple of more, let's say, personal questions. Where do you find inspiration?
for work and in general, to tell you the truth, I love keynotes speeches and in the conferences.
Okay.
I love them. I mean, this is where I usually find eye-opening advices, whether in life or in business. I love keynotes.
One of the things that you've learned in this last year, which is a year where we all learned a lot of things, I think, but one of the most important things you learned this year?
Well, two, basically. Two important things.
Go for it.
One, family. Family is the most important part. It's really a backbone of everybody's well-being. So family comes first, no matter what. So family comes first. Second, I realized that we are blessed with lots of things that we take for granted, and that we shouldn't take any blessing for granted going forward. I guess, yes. Yeah. We didn't realize how blessed we are, or how lucky we are, till we are like, okay, no traveling, nothing, just stay home.
Exactly.
So these are the two things that I learned.
If you weren't working in localization and you could do anything, what would you do? What would your second brilliant career be?
Flight attendant, maybe.
Really?
When I was young, actually, I loved travel. I mean, I love traveling. I wanted to go around the world, and I would love to do it now, actually, to go and travel, but not now, of course.
No. Okay.
Not now, definitely. I mean, but this would my dream job. I mean, when I was young, I travel a lot in localization still. I used to.
True. Or hopefully.
Or hopefully again soon. Yes, this would be my dream job.
Okay, great. Last question. Life beyond localization. Tell us a bit about, I don't know, your hobbies, your pastimes, books, movies, whatever. Give us a glimpse of your life beyond localization.
Okay. Well, all of the things that I like or that used to be my hobbies, I don't have a chance to practice more. One of them is swimming, actually. I love swimming. It's my relaxing thing that I usually do. So I cannot practice often, but I usually take like 2-3 days and go to places where I can swim. So this is one of the things I like the most. And generally speaking, I like being beside the water. So that's why, I mean, I like swimming. So I love being beside the water, even if I can't swim. And this is my advice for the next conferences, because I loved Miami. I loved Miami. It has it all. I mean, it has it all. So the conference, the people, the water, everything. So.
Okay, well, duly noted. A place next to the water, possibly an ocean. Okay, we'll see what
maybe Sharm el-Sheikh. Maybe Sharm el-Sheikh.
Oh, that would be a great one. That would be a great one. Okay, I'm writing it down for the Gala team, the Gala board to consider.
Yeah.
Wafaa Mohiy, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this chance. Thank you.
You're very welcome.